Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to be doing layout. First thing that we want to do before we lay out this inverter is we want to create a template. Now, templates are only valuable if you plan to lay out many, like if you're doing a digital library. Standard cells often are very similar in their layout. So you can kind of generalize the shape of these components. So the very first thing that we're going to want to do is create measurements. We want to know how big this is. We're going to make it 6 nanometers tall. Scroll in here. We see that our delta X is 0. And we would also like to make it 1.5 nanometers long. Cool. Then what we're going to do is we are going to create a PNR object. We need to create a place and route boundary so that we need to create a place and route boundary for the place and route tool, which is Innovis, which we will be using later on. This is so that it knows what the boundary is. Seems simple. Next thing we want to do is create our power and ground rails. So we're going to go to metal 1, hit R, and we're going to make this 0.25 high and all the way across 2.1. Should be good. Hit escape on your keyboard, hit C to copy. We're going to take that and we're going to move it up here. Copy that there. Now, when we put in our PMOS transistors at the top, they're going to connect to VDD, which is right there. And our NMOS transistors are going to connect to ground, which will be this. This is our ground and VDD lanes. What we are going to want to do next is create a via. Now, we're going to create a via from M1 to the substrate, and this is for the NMOS transistor only. Place that there. And then we're going to create another via from M1 to an NWell. And just paste that there. Hit M on your keyboard to move things around. And we can fit that comfortably in the corner. Like that. And then you can see right away that these power lines aren't really big enough, but that's okay. We can make sure our partial select tool is on. We'll have the blue there. And we can expand this to fully cover that. Additionally, we can expand this to fully cover this. Now, the reason why we make a template is because when you're doing a standard cell library, they all need to be the same height, right? And the power and the ground rails need to be the same geometry so that they can connect seamlessly when we're doing place and route. And by doing this template, that makes it really easy. We know if we use this template and copy and paste it into every layout we do, we know it's going to be the same height. It's going to be some, integer multiple of like a unit width, and it's going to have a lot of the same characteristics, and this is important to us. Next thing we want to do is we want to create an NWell for our transistor, our PMOS transistor to live in. And we want this to be about 2/3 the 2/3 the length of our cell. And it looks like it is. And with that, we have our template, and we can use this. We can use this for every standard cell that we lay out. In our next video, we're going to use this to lay out a transistor. We'll see you there.